Thanks for tuning in to World Monologue Games 2023 Regional Finals. This is the Endurance category and the region is Europe and North America. Note that we often have strong language or adult themes here at the game, so if you're sensitive to any particular topic or subject matter, it could be in this show. Feel free to hit the like or subscribe button or give us a comment or chat message if you'd like to show some love for the actors. Voting lines will be open for 48 hours at the end of this broadcast, and a link will be posted in the description of this video below. Enjoy the show.
I never really cared about how or when I lost my virginity. I mean, I knew it had to happen at some point, and I'd had guys trying to sleep with me since literally the 8th grade, but I never really thought about how it would happen. I almost lost it in 10th grade to a guy who used to bully me back in elementary school, but I vetoed that real quick when he suggested we meet up in the accessible bathroom of the mall I grew up beside. I may not think the construct of virginity is super important, but I'd like to at least lose it in a bed. Thank you very much. In grade 12, I ended up losing it to my coworker. He was older, with tattoos and piercings. He had these snake bites which I wanted to pull on with my lips when kissing him. Anyways, I suggested we had sex when he brought me to his house, fed me alcohol, and played the bass for me. Did I mention he also played in a punk band? Yeah, there was no way I wasn't going to sleep with him. It was fine. It didn't hurt, and he's one of the only partners who to this day actually conversed with me during sex and made sure I was enjoying myself. But it didn't feel like anything other than an intense exercise. Then you and I were in Cuba, dancing on the beach to the song Closer, your chin resting atop my shoulder. You told me we had to stop dancing, otherwise you were going to have sex with me. Not a good look when you've got a girlfriend back home in Canada who I'm friends with. That moment I felt a wave of desire and mischief rush over me as I told you I found my room key. You smiled at me and we made a plan to meet back at my room. To not make it evident to everyone around us that we were hooking up, that you were cheating on my friend with me. But at that moment, she didn't exist. I just wanted you in a way that I've never wanted anybody. We walked separately to my room. I was taking my time trying to talk myself out of sleeping with my friend's boyfriend when I saw you run up to the other side and wait outside my door so excitedly. You beat me there. You left for my room after I did, but you beat me there. That's how excited you were. I tried to give you an out, but you said this is what you wanted, that I was what you wanted. I'd never heard those words before. I mean, really heard them and felt them resonate. Sure, guys wanted me before, but that was just for a quick fuck, a notch on their belt, an exotic conquest. But with you, that was the first time you told me you loved me. I had never wanted to say it back to someone so badly, but I couldn't. I was afraid that you were too drunk. Maybe you confused me for your girlfriend, but I still mouthed the words, although no sound would leave my throat. I cried so hard when you wouldn't take your head out of the crook of my neck, when you refused to look at my face because you thought I didn't love you too. You see, you and your girlfriend had been each other's firsts. You were my third, which, when combined with the fact that you didn't hear me say I love you too, made you feel like I loved you less than she did. Hell, it made you feel like I didn't love you at all. I never cared about how I lost my virginity until I realized I wished I had waited so that I could have lost it to you. Not because I think that means I love you more. That has nothing to do with it. I just wish your hands were the first ones I ever felt on my skin. That you were the first person to whom I ever showed all of myself. You're a memory now, and I just wish I had more moments with you.
Hi. Hello. Knock, knock. Who's there? Peter. Peter who? Peter Pan. Peter Pan? No. No, Dad, it's me, your son. Fucking open up. Sorry. I thought I'd open up with a joke. I really don't know how to do these things. As you guys know or don't know, a lot of new faces I haven't met before. A lot of new faces. I'm Peter. Not Peter Pan, obviously. I'm Peter. I'm that guy's son. Yeah. Surprise. Surprise for some of you. Right? I'm gonna be meeting some of you today. And I'm the guy who showed up late. I'm sorry, I really wasn't sure if I was gonna come today. I didn't want to come. But yeah, I felt like I owed it to, I didn't know it to him, obviously, but I felt like I owed it to myself and to my dad, because my dad was a good dad. I remember so many good memories with him, like when I was about your age, he was when I was upset, he would come and talk to me, and he would tell me everything's okay. He would talk to me like almost like an adult. Like, he would ask me what was going on. He would help, and he would ask me he would like tell me how I could manage with my feelings, and well, something I look forward to were like his grilled cheese sandwiches, you know? The little things. He was really good at the little things. I guess it was like the big things that he kind of messed up, you know? Like being a dad for me now, and when I needed him. Because you're lucky. Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky he stuck around. You're lucky he stuck around for you. You must be fucking special. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna swear. I'm really fucking trying not to swear right now, but I mean, what can I say about him? He fucking left me when I was 7 years old, so I mean, he didn't want to be my dad, because he definitely wanted to be a dad, just not my dad, just not my mom's husband. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad, because I feel bad, and I hope that he felt bad. I hope that I hope the day that he left, I hope that he died. I hope that part of him that was my dad, I hope that part of him died that day, because that's what I need to believe, because he was a good dad. And I miss him, so I don't know how to end this, so the end.
So I was downtown yesterday afternoon. I was killing time. You know, I was supposed to meet Jesse after work. We're gonna go to Star Pizza, maybe catch a film. The mood struck. And so as I'm coming out of Cactus and I'm heading down the street to go see Jesse, I see this grubby old guy just sat slumped on the pavement outside of Ducks. He was clutching a can of tenant super in his hand. I mean, you know, it's not unusual to see the drunk or the homeless just splayed out on the ground in the middle of the afternoon, right? But something clicked in my head as I passed by this guy. Like, I knew him. I mean, I kept walking, but something kept nagging at me. Like, I know him. I know him. No. Oh, surely not. It can't be him. I definitely didn't want it to be. So I had to go back and check, right? So I just looked at my phone and I, casually swung around and started to wander on back. And as I got closer and closer, there was no doubt in my mind that the grubby, inebriated old man just plunked on the street. Everyone was stepping over or trying to avoid. It was my old man, my dad. He looked like he was 100. Couldn't be more than like 65 or 62 if it's like Mom's age. And they split when I was really young, and Mom tried really hard to keep the visits going between me and Dad. But he'd been through some heavy shit at work, apparently. And was more interested in getting pissed than having anything to do with me. It wasn't long before every weekend with Dad turned into every Saturday. Then every other Saturday. Birthdays, Christmas, Easter. Until I just never saw him at all. But it wasn't always like that. I actually have some really great memories of him. Which is why it hurt and confused me so much more when he just seemed to disappear. And I didn't find out until years later exactly why he hit the bottle and left. When I found out, though, it seemed to make just a bit more sense. See, he was a train driver, and one day someone just jumped right out in front of the train that he was driving. Completely fucked him up. Poor bastard. Now, I don't know that I would abandon my whole family if something like that happened to me. But, I can certainly see now why he was a changed man. Well, Mom had gotten remarried to Mike, who couldn't be sounder to me and Mom. I mean, he treated Mom like a princess, and he never left me wanting for anything. And he had kids of his own. He treated us exactly the same. In fact, it was Mike who suggested that I track Dad down to begin with. So, I looked him up on Facebook, and Mom had given me all the last known info and addresses, and it just all led to dead ends. I don't even know what I would say to him if he did pick up the phone or I was able to track him down. I guess I just wanted to know that he was all right. And after all that searching, I literally stumbled across him. Pissed, filthy, sat on the street. He looked up at me. He squinted one eye to get focus. What the fuck are you looking at? He just slurred. And I was shaking. My heart was pounding. My mouth had gone dry. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't believe That was my dad. And that's what had become of him. Sat on the ground, just reeking piss. Dried vomit round his mouth. I didn't even know what to do. I just reached in my pocket and I gave him all the cash I had. $30, $40 maybe. And he wrenched it up in his fist and his eyes hit the pavement and he just murmured, "Ta. Ta." He didn't even recognize me. I mean, why would he? I must have been 10 or 11 the last time that he saw me. So, I didn't know what else I was supposed to do. I just wandered off. And I just started walking and I kept on going. I way past Jesse's office and I just kept on walking. My phone started ringing and message after message was coming in. Like, "Hey babe, I'm off work, where are you?" I just fumbled a text back. "I'm not feeling well, I'll catch you later." I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't talk to him. At this point, it was all about just keeping my shit together. I was on the verge of bawling. So I stopped. I went in. I wanted to talk to him. When I needed to talk to him. So I headed on back. And he wasn't there. He probably went to the liquor store with the money that I gave him. Where he'd been moved on. And I just started looking everywhere. I looked in all the pubs and the bars. No sign of him. I spent all day today searching all around town and asking strangers, if they've seen him or if they know him. No sign. But I'll look tomorrow, after work. I guess.
Why isn't Leonid back? If only I knew whether the estate was sold or not. It seems such an incredible disaster that I just can't think. I can't keep control of myself. I could scream as I stand here. I could do something quite foolish. Save me, Peter. Talk to me about something. Talk to me. Yes. But what truth? You can see which is truth and which is falsehood. But if he wasn't gone blind, I can't see anything at all. You boldly settle all the great questions. But my love, isn't that because you're young? Isn't that because you never had to live a single one of those questions out? Yes, you're more daring than the rest of us. You're deeper, you're more honest. But think about it for a moment. Be just a touch magnanimous in your judgment. Take pity on me. After all, I was born here. My mother and father lived here. My grandfather. Oh, I love this house. Without a cherry orchard, I can't make sense of my life. If it really has to be sold, so sell me along with it. And then this is where my son was drowned. Ah, there is such a weight upon my heart today. You can never know. All this noise here. My heart jumps at every sound. Everything in me jumps. But to go away and be on my own, I can't. Because as soon as I'm alone and surrounded by silence, I'm terrified. Don't judge me, Peter. I love you as if you were my own child. I should have been glad to let you marry Anya. I truly should. Only, my precious boy, you must study. You must finish at university. So strange. You do nothing but get yourself tossed by fate from one place to the next. Isn't that truth? Yes. And you must do something with your beard, somehow to make it grow. An absurd man. You're 27 years old, and you're still a schoolboy. Ah. It's a telegram from Paris. Every day they come. One yesterday, another one today. Oh, that wild one. He's elegant. He's a trouble again. He begs my forgiveness. He implores me to come. I have to go to Paris. I have to be with him. You're pulling your stern face, Peter. But my dear, what can I do? What can I possibly do? He's ill, he's unhappy, and who'll look after him there? Who'll give him his medicine at the right time? Ah, what's the point of hiding it and not saying it? I plainly love him. I love him. I love him. Oh, I love him. Oh, I love him. He's a millstone around my neck. Oh, it'll take me to the bottom with him. But I love this millstone of mine. I can't live without it. Don't take harsh thoughts, Peter. Don't say anything to me. I don't speak.
Tomorrow will be 7 months. 7 months of missing my best friend. I know healing takes time, but I thought maybe after this much I'd at least be trying to move on and live a normal life. I think the thing that hurts the most is that it happened so suddenly. right? I mean, it's not like she was sick and I expected her to leave me someday soon. It was that one day she was here, and the next, she was gone. It's that we still have no answers. We still don't know what happened to her, what she went through, what she's going through, if she's still alive. And I think about that night over and over again in my head, trying to figure out if there were signs in our conversations or clues in her body language that would tell me that she was in trouble, but there wasn't. There was nothing. She was just herself. Just the same person I had been friends with for 21 years. If I had known that that was the last time I was gonna see her, I would have never let her leave. I blame myself, though. You know, it was my idea for her to come over that night. But could it have all been different? Would it have made a difference if I walked her home? No. No, probably not. I would have probably been gone too. With her, wherever that is. I just need to know if she's alive. And for the past 7 months, we've been saying she's alive, she's fighting wherever she is, she's fighting, but I don't know. And now I really don't know if I'm more scared of never finding her or finding out the truth. But I know I need to start moving on, I know. I'm sorry, Dr. Davies. It's the same shit every time I come in here. Thank you. Thank you for always listening to me. I really don't know where I would be without you. I mean, more importantly, I have no idea where Amelia would be without you. I've been watching you, Dr. Davies, studying you closely. The way you tense when I say her name. The way you derail the conversation when I talk about that I'm trying to find her. For someone who's studied the mind, you should really know the signs of someone who's guilty. And for someone who's guilty, you should really know how to hide it. I knew it was you. I fucking knew it was you. I just had to make sure. So I made my first appointment with you 6 months ago so I could keep an eye on you very closely. Now I'm going to give you one chance, and one chance only, Dr. Davies. Where is she?
I gave Yegorka and Petrushka each money, and the rascals have probably gone off and locked up the theater. I'm drunk. Whew. play tonight was for my honor, and it is disgusting to think how much beer and wine I have poured down my throat in honor of the occasion. It is horrid, idiotic. This poor old sinner is drunk again, doesn't even know what he's been celebrating. Gracious, my body is burning all over. I feel as though I had 20 tongues in my mouth. It isn't as if I mind ruining my health, but it's my old age. I can drink and brag and pretend to be young, but my life is really over now. Mwah! I kiss my hand to the 68 years that have gone by. I'll never see them again. Yes, that's the case, Vasily, old boy. The time has come for you to rehearse the part of a mummy, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, death is on its way to you. It is strange, though, that I have been on this stage now for 45 years. How dark it is. The wind blows out of the empty theater as though out of a stone chimney. The shivers are running up down my back. Whew, what a place for ghosts! Yegorka! Petrushka! Where are you both? What on earth makes me think of such gruesome things here? I must give up drinking. I'm an old man. At 68, people go to church and prepare for death, but not me. I'm a profane old drunkard, and I'm simply not fit to look at. Look at this silly costume. I must go change it at once. Who are you? Who are you? What do you want? What do you want? Heavens. Is it you, Nikita? It is you, Nikita. Just think. The audience called me out 16 times. They gave me 3 wreaths and lots of other things too. They were all wild with enthusiasm. And yet not a soul came when the poor old drunk when it was over and the poor old drunk, it was time for him to go home. And I am old. And I feel it is my time to die. And it is dreadful. Dreadful. Wait, please don't go, Nikita, please. I feel it is my time to die. I do. Please, and I haven't the heart. I haven't the heart left to go on. I won't go there. I won't. I have no home. None. 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 I have no wife, no children. I am like the wind blowing across the lonely fields. Whom do I belong to? Who needs me? No one to cheer me. No one to help me to bed when I'm drunk. No one to hug me. Not a soul, Nikita. But I am a man. Warm red blood is tingling in these veins. The blood of noble ancestors. I was in the army, in the artillery before I fell as low as this. And what a fine young man I was. Handsome, daring, eager. Where has it all gone? What has become of those old days? There's the pit that has swallowed it all up. I can see it now as clearly as I see your face. The ecstasy of youth, faith, passion, the love of women. Women, Nikita! When I first went on stage, there was a woman that loved me for my acting. She was beautiful, graceful as a poplar, young, innocent, and pure as a radiant dawn. Her smile could charm away the darkest night. Her eyes, she would give me such a look. I shall never forget it, not even in the grave. Enraptured. intoxicated. I fell to my knees in love. I begged for my happiness. And then she said, give up the stage. Give up the stage. Do you understand? She could love an actor, but marry him? Never. And I was acting that day. I had a foolish clown's part. And as I acted, I felt my eyes being opened. The art that I had held so sacred was a delusion, an empty dream. And after that girl, well, I began to wander about aimlessly, letting my mind go to a wreck until little by little I lost my looks, lost the power of expressing myself until in the end I became that clown instead of a man. Last night, I woke up and I saw what lay behind me. 68 years lie buried there in the stage. What a life, Nikita. But I just now learned what it is to be old. Old, Nikita. And it's all over. It's all over now, Nikita. No wife, no children.
You know, something really weird is going on. I mean, I don't know what to do or who to talk to, but exactly 6 weeks ago at 6 p.m., I got stuck. Not on a spot. I got stuck on the sidewalk outside this house. And now I'm stuck in this house. I know the exact time because I leave from work every day at 5 p.m. and my stop is about a 55-minute bus ride from where my house is about 3 blocks or a 5-minute walk. So here I am coming home from my all-day filing, boring term job, taking the same ride, walking the same road home like every day, thinking, what am I going to do for supper? When I think, let's play a little mind game, to liven things up a little. So I think, if the bus passes me before I reach home, then I'll get stuck at the spot the bus passes me. No running or rushing or anything like that, just walking normally. Yeah. So here I am walking normally and I'm almost home when the bus passes me. Oh well, game over. So I keep going home. But I can't. I'm stuck. I try to go forward, but there is this invisible wall right in front of me, and I can't get past it. So I retrace my steps and try to go back. But there is this other invisible wall at the other end of the sidewalk. So I try to step off the curb, and I can't do that either. So the only place I can go is to that house in front of me. It's November, so it's getting pretty chilly out here. And if I had my cell phone, I would have called someone, like the police or the ambulance or someone. But do I have my cell phone? No, of course not. Either I'm forgetting my cell phone all the time at home, or it's drained out of battery, or I can't hear it ring, or when I do hear it ring, it's right at the bottom of my purse where I can't find it, and when I eventually get to it, it's gone into voicemail, and I can't check my voicemail. I don't know how to. What can I say? I'm a cell phone failure. So I do the only thing I can do. I go to the door and ring the doorbell. And a young man opens the door and I say, I'm sorry, but I live in that apartment complex next door and I'm stuck. And he says, go home, and tries to cut me off and shut the door when I say, please. So I'm really stuck. And it's getting pretty cold out here. At least help me call someone like the police or someone that can help me get out of here. So he lets me in. And my teeth are chattering, and his wife sees it, so she offers me coffee. And she introduces herself. Her name's Candy, short for Candace. And he's Bob, short for Bob. So Bob comes back and says he's called the cops and they'll be here any minute. And before you know, there's a doorbell and there's Inspector Jansky. And there's a woman with him, his partner. And he says, "What seems to be the problem, ma'am?" And I tell him what the problem is. And he says, "Just follow me and we'll escort you home." And of course, I'm not going to say no to that. Maybe this wall thing doesn't exist when the cops are involved. So I follow them out into the curb, and they're walking a little bit ahead of me when they realize I'm not with them. They turn around, and there I'm stuck against the wall. And Inspector Jansky says, "Give me your hand," and I give him my hand. And he says, "I'll pull you, and Inspector Janice will push you," and that's what they do. They pull and they push and they pull and they push till I feel like my arm is going to come out of my socket till they realize this is not going to work. So they go the other direction. And sure enough, there's the wall again. And again, when they try to step me off the cart. See, the only place I can go is into the house. So that's what I do till they can figure out how to get me out of here. Which doesn't go down very well with Candy. I can imagine it's like having a witch in the house. So the big question now is, what do I do? I call Edith. She's my friend in my apartment complex, and I tell her, "Edith, can you please get me some stuff like some clothes, a toothbrush?" And she's like, "Why can't you come down here and get your own clothes?" And I'm like, "Please, Edith, for once, just listen to me and do as I say. I'll explain when you get here." And I also need to explain to my daughters, Marjorie and Clarice. Well, Margie anyways, because Clarice isn't talking to me. I know what they'll say. They'll say, "Poor old mom, making the same jokes, the same games again and again. You should have seen Edith's face when she came here and saw Inspector Jansky. She's like, 'What did you do? Are you under arrest?' I'm like, 'No, I'm not under arrest.' And I tell her about the mind game and getting stuck, and she's like, 'Angie, that's not for real. Hey, am I under candid camera or something? Do I have to look somewhere and smile?' Well, that took a while. The next day, there was a buzz. There were newspaper reporters and, people assembled out there wanting to see the person who got stuck. I mean, the newspapers and the parapsychologists were there to see if I had some secret psychotic ability to build an invisible wall. Like I'm an asset to the nation. And then there was this NASA guy in a spacesuit or a jumpsuit who's come here to see if I'm a threat to the nation. And there's the psychiatrist who's come here to talk to me about my life and the mind games. And I told him about my life. I mean, there's not much to look forward to, but I'm fine. There's my health, and I have an apartment and a job. And he says, "Do you like your job?" And I say, "What's there to like? It's a temp job. You can't stay at a job for too long. You get invisible." And then he says, "What do you do for fun?" I take out my diamond tiara once in a while and give it some air. He didn't find it funny. "What do you do for fun?" So he says, "Is there anything in your life that you wanted to do that you've never got around to?" Yeah. I had this crazy notion once that I wanted to be a writer. I even took writing lessons at the Y, and they would give me all these assignments and I would bring them home. And then in the evening, my husband would come home and he'd want to go to the movies, and I'd come back from the movies and it was too late to do the assignments, and I kept falling behind and then I eventually quit. So where's the husband? We're divorced? He didn't ask me why. I could have told him there's nothing personal. He just didn't want to stay married. Not to me, anyways. So, he says, you have time now. Why don't you write? Well, yeah. But what would I write about? Bob and Candy moved out. Well, I wasn't going anywhere and they wanted a place to themselves. Edith doesn't visit anymore. And Margie and Clarice. Something really weird is going on. The walls keep shifting. I can't go out anymore to the curb. I can't even go upstairs. Thank God there's a John on this floor. More like a powder room, actually. The living room keeps getting smaller and smaller. Today there was someone at the door. I couldn't open it. I tried to call out, but they couldn't hear me either. Do you think I might be disappearing?
I hope you enjoyed the show. If you would like to help select who goes through to the global finals, you can do so by voting. We're about to publish a link to the voting form in the description of this video below, and voting lines are open for 48 hours from the end of the broadcast. You must select exactly 2 performances, not just one, and please note that you're not allowed to vote more than once per show. Thanks for tuning in. Head to worldmonologuegames.com/watch if you'd like to check out more of our events. See you next time.